I've lived in DC, New York City, and Boston, and have rarely seen streets as littered with trash as those here in Providence. It's depressing and, frankly, a deterrent to people who may want to move here, along with substandard schools, which is crucial to the city ramping up its economic tax base. What gives?
Well, I think that's a very good question. There's two components to it. I'll address the litter first, which I think it's one of the pet peeves of mine too. You can ask my kids and they'll tell you every day, literally multiple times a day, I'm outside my own house picking up litter. I feel like there's a tractor beam that comes into my yard that just blows the litter there. But what I try to do is pick up what's in front of my house and then to the right of my property and to the left of my property. If more people were to do that in front of their own properties, we'd have less litter out there. The city does what it can otherwise regarding trash and recycling pickup. I don't quite understand how the implication of substandard schools relates to litter, but I will challenge that we have substandard schools. My daughters have gone to Providence Public Schools since kindergarten. My oldest daughter is a junior in high school. My younger daughter is an 8th grader in high school. Again, both of them had a quality, engaging, enriching public education experience in Providence Public Schools. Despite any kind of perception that might be out there within the city or the state, we have some of the best schools you'll find anywhere.
Okay. Feel free, please. And if anybody else has questions, please feel free to line up on the sides.
It's about the trash picking up. That's my hobby, is picking up trash. And so people may see me on the up and down various streets, and sometimes I just go out with the gloves on and big bags and really get working on it. There are several situations that are just untenable. Along Westminster Street, there are no public barrels. There is no public trash pickup that I'm aware of, etc. I don't live on Westminster Street, but boy, that is like a wind tunnel for trash. And I would pick up more if I knew where to put it. And I suspect that possibly 5% of people who throw trash might put it in a barrel if they found one. I think we really do need to address in all of our neighborhoods, and certainly on public streets that don't have private homes of people like you and I that go out and pick up trash. There need to be public places to put trash.
And you're absolutely right. And within the last CDBG budget, there's been some funds that have been allocated to actually put trash receptacles along Westminster Street. As well, I am working with the folks over at the West Broadway Middle School to have some trash receptacles built by the students of the Providence Career and Technical Academy to get some trash cans outside of West Broadway. I think there's going to be 2 trash cans that will be there. That'll help in combination. It's a start. It's certainly not a solution. And efforts like yours going out there, there's a lot of kindred spirits. I think there's a lot of people who do that. Some of the trash, literally, it's coming from the highway too. But the more people that are out there doing what they can, every little bit counts.
Hi, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can we make the business owners responsible for the trash that's around their areas? See, I live on Westminster Street, and I'm walking through the neighborhood, and I'm walking past some of these auto parts places, auto parts warehouses, and there's all kinds of trash and beer bottles, liquor bottles, all kinds of stuff there. Can we make some of these business owners responsible for cleaning up, at least around their area?
I think you bring up a good point. I think it's good citizenship. It's good. It's being a good neighbor to clean, whether you're a business owner or a property owner. I do believe that having trash cans, for instance, on the main thoroughfares like Westminster Street will certainly help things. I also forgot to mention that working with RIPTA too to try to get some trash cans. Maybe they can augment the number of trash cans. If we can only get a certain number through the amount of money that we were able to allocate towards that, but getting RIPTA to possibly get some trash cans along their, at least some of their more heavily traveled bus stops.
Because I have called them and I have talked with someone there.
We've
and
had
they said
conversations on that.
Yeah, that we, that they would send someone to clean up the bus depots at least, because those were riddled with trash as well. The one that's down by the Classic Cafe as well as the one that's right on the corner of Ninth Street constantly. But they have been doing somewhat of a job, but then you get people that ride by in their cars and they just throw stuff out the window, or people that, live wherever and they just throw it down. They don't, like she said, if there was a trash can available, I'm sure that they would use it. Even recycling bins, to recycle some of those bottles that could, bring revenue or money back into the neighborhood, recycling the bottles.
You bring up an absolutely good point. I know when RIPTA goes out to clear a bus stop, they'll do it every once in a while on a one-off basis, but it's difficult for them to be able to commit to doing it on a regular basis. So what I'm working on, I've gotten a commitment from DPW, is that once we get these trash receptacles out there, that City DPW will go out there and actually empty the receptacles on a regular basis.